It's Friday again. That means Questions with Father Luke. I'm Father Luke of Covenant Anglican Church in San Marcos, Texas, and today's question is, what advice would you give someone who is thinking of becoming a pastor? Well, the calling to pastor is a high calling. Eugene Peterson described it kind of in a funny way. He said, it's like the sheep recognize the call of God on another sheep who then gets set aside and empowered to help the rest of the sheep to hear from God and to live for God. And so in that sense, the pastoral work is immensely difficult, it's immensely costly, but it's also immensely rewarding. But the Bible warns us, it's not a vocation that we should enter into lightly. James chapter 3 verse 1 says, "Not many of you should become teachers, my brothers, for you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness." Peter, in his letter in 1 Peter chapter 5, he's writing to challenge and encourage other elders, and he says, guys, you need to shepherd the flock of God that is among you, exercising oversight, not under compulsion, but willingly, as God would have you, not for shameful gain, but eagerly, not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. So, what would I say? First, I would say that your discernment needs to be done in the context of your church community. You need people not just singing your praises, but honestly telling you what they see in your life. How is God moving in and through you? What is deficient in your holiness, your knowledge, your leadership? Those can be really hard things to hear, and we need people who love us to speak into those areas. So you need to have your church speaking into you. Secondly, I would say that a call to ministry is a call to preparation. Now, that means that there are books that need to be read and probably a degree to be gotten, depending on your church tradition. You'll find a school that is going to help you. What you need to do is you need to find a school that's going to help you integrate your faith, a robust public faith, into the service of your church. Most denominations are going to have an approved list of seminaries and tracts of theological study that you could look at. So I would prayerfully walk through that list with my pastor or with other pastor friends. I would talk to people at those schools and see how they are feeling. If you can find an alma mater, somebody who's graduated, then see how they have experienced the school and in pastoral vocation. And while seminaries can be great for us learning and exploring theology, they aren't always great at forming leaders for the church. And so leadership is an area where it's kind of a minefield. There's a myriad of leadership cults out there, and as a pastor, you're just not going to have time to adequately study and pick through all the things, various models that you could choose from. So I really like the work of this guy named Patrick Lencioni. I would say that you should buy into his system, right? His system of leadership, teamwork, and evaluation. It's simple to begin, and it's very empowering. Thirdly, I would say you need to never stop learning or growing through your spiritual disciplines. It's easy when you're constantly thinking about Bible passages for something to teach, to make it just something that you're studying to teach. But you've got to really cultivate your heart to love God in the midst of everything. And so, a common phrase during the Reformation was, the church that has been reformed needs always to be reformed. And this was true because the church is never perfect, and neither are you. So you've got to cultivate regular habits that the Spirit will use to conform your heart more and more to the image of Christ, to awaken within you love for Jesus and love for His church more and more. Fourth, I would say that you've got to learn to Sabbath. Work for the pastor can be unending, but if you're going to be faithful in your shepherding of the flock that is among you, then you've got to work from a place of rest. Abraham Herschel, who is a Jewish theologian, said that those who work with their hands should Sabbath with their minds. So if you're out there working with your hands, you're building things, you need to read a book on your Sabbath. If you're out there working with your minds, then you need to Sabbath with your hands. So pastoral work typically is heady stuff. So you should find a creative and or athletic outlet that gets your body moving. A lot of people are playing pickleball these days. I'm doing a lot of woodworking. There's things for you to do, but you modeling this for your church will be a great gift for them, and it will empower you to lead and love them from a place of rest and freedom. All right, I'm sure many more things could be said. If you would suggest something different or have a more nuanced question, then I can encourage you to share them in the comment section, or better yet, join us on a Sunday and let's connect.